What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on Caitlin Clark and her fans. Caitlin Clark fans are upset because ESPN has named the uh, top five all-time women's basketball players, right? And so they're mad because Caitlin Clark is not Caitlin Clark is not in that, not considered in that five. And so I'm gonna go and look and see where this five is, because these five, the five that ESPN have chosen, I think it'll be hard for Caitlin Clark to to beat them. I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. I think like her college career, Caitlin Clark had an excellent college career, but these women, like who would you replace her with? And so now the top five ESPN had Breanna Stewart at UConn. Like Breanna Stewart at UConn, her career, man. I mean, what they had like four championships at UConn, while Breanna Stewart was there. That was crazy. I mean, the run that UConn was on, it was crazy. You know, so you definitely can't replace her with you can't take Breanna Stewart's spot. Caitlin Clark wouldn't be able to do that. Number two, they have Candace Parker. When Candace Parker was at Tennessee, again, Candace Parker, she was a beast at Tennessee. She definitely was a beast. So I wouldn't replace her with Candace Parker, uh, with the career that she had. And when I get down to like number five, or when I finish with this list, I'm gonna tell you why Caitlin Clark wouldn't qualify, um, or be able to replace any of these young ladies. Again, and then here you got number three, you got Diana Taurasi. Again, you got another UConn ball player, right? And UConn, it's just that program, UConn and Tennessee program, like back in the day, these programs was they was dominant. These were the dominant programs. So you got Diana Taurasi, and when Diana Taurasi was at UConn, she was the truth. She was real. She was the truth. No way that Caitlin Clark, in my opinion, she didn't have a better college career. And part of that, and then these young ladies, is part of that is because you're like, she went to Iowa, right? So Iowa is not a basketball powerhouse. Caitlin Clark basically strapped Iowa on her back for the years that she was there. She strapped them on her back. She didn't get to win a national championship, but she played in two national championship games. She played against LSU, and lost, and then she played against South Carolina and lost, right? But as a matter of fact, she knocked both of those teams out of the tournament. So she kind of got some revenge against both of those teams. The first year well, South Carolina got revenge against her because the first year she knocked South Carolina out of the tournament. Then she went and played against LSU, and lost. Then the next year, after LSU beat them, she did get revenge on LSU and knocked them out of the tournament. But unfortunately for her, she ran into South Carolina, who was looking to get some revenge against her, right? But in my opinion, the reason why Caitlin Clark is not in this top 10 is because, like I said, she went to Iowa. Iowa is not a like they'll be ranked from time to time, but they're not like a basketball juggernaut like the teams that's on here, And so at number four, you got Maya Moore. Again, that UConn program, and it's just hard for her as only one player for her to outshine, you know, that program, and I think basically that's what that's about. You know, you got these girls were so dumb. The teams were stacked, and then these girls still stood out. And also they won they won championships while they were at UConn. So Maya Moore was number 4. And then rounding up number 5, you had possibly, in a lot of people's opinion, you got Cheryl Miller. And Cheryl Miller, you know, a lot of people consider her the best female basketball player that ever lived, you know. And so Cheryl Miller played at she played at USC. So you got number 1, you got Breonna Stewart, beast, Candace Parker, another beast, Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Cheryl Miller. You know, so I don't think that you can really replace. She just was fighting an uphill battle when she going against these powerhouse programs. You know, um, 3 of these young ladies, like I said, was at UConn. Then you got Tennessee and USC. You know, with Cheryl Miller back in the day. So you know, as her and what Caitlin Clark did at Iowa, I thought, you know, she, like I said, I thought she had an amazing season, or I'm sorry, an amazing 3, 4 years at Iowa. But even, you know, and as hard as she played and as hard as she tried, no way she could be like, you know, top beat these young ladies. I mean, the career that they had when they was in college was just, it was just crazy, you know. And I think you also had on that list, further down the list, you had Brittany Griner. Then you had Caitlin Clark. I think Caitlin Clark did come in the top 10. You know, I think Caitlin Clark did come in the top 10. And you have Shamika Holslaw, um, Kelsey Plum, you know, was on there. Those are in the top 10. And like I said, what Caitlin Clark did at Iowa, it was, she strapped that team on her back. But these the other young ladies that are in front of her, they all just was, you know, they was beasts. They was, you know, even though those teams was stacked, these young ladies still stood out, you know. So I think though, if now, in my opinion, had Caitlin Clark went to UConn and had the kind of career she had uh at UConn, you know, that she had at Iowa, I think she probably would have went down as one of the top ball players because she'd have had more help, and the team would have had, you know, it would have been like more team success for her. And she would have been, you know, she'd have had more help, and it would have turned into more team success, and so then she probably could have went down as like one of the top 5 greatest college ball players, you know, because for her, Caitlin Clark to get to 2 championships by herself, that just was amazing, right? But she just needed more help. And I think the fact that these young ladies played at these powerhouse schools, Tennessee and UConn, one at USC, it just was you know, I think that's why ESPN probably didn't put her on that, you know, rank her in the top 5. But I think that she has had, if you think about it though, I can't think of like right offhand of one player who really carried a team the way she carried a team, you know, for their 4 years at a school. So, but that's my take on it. I can see why, you know, Breonna Stewart and Maya Moore and those women are ahead of her because, you know, they just had more team success, you know, because of those powerhouse programs. And so that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. With that being said, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.